your news bulletin from Power 102 Digital.
It is Friday, the 7th of June, 2024. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. This is news to 6 a.m. on News Power Digital. Finance Minister Colin Wendell will later today deliver the midterm review of the state of the Trinidad and Tobago economy, when he will propose to spend $2.3 billion more than was appropriate in October last year in the budget, taking the total expenditure for 2024 to $61.5 billion. Minister Imber is looking to increase the revenue collected from taxation. Imber, in an affidavit in the legal matter involving the implementation of the Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority, noted the budget deficit for 2024 has now increased to $9 billion instead of the initial projected $5 billion. The minister also noted lower prices and production levels in oil and gas combined to produce a revenue shortfall of $5 billion for fiscal 2024. While Imber painted a less than rosy picture in his affidavit, the International Monetary Fund has projected economic growth gaining momentum in 2024, with a projected growth in real GDP by 2.4%. The midterm review continues in the House of Representatives later today and goes to the Senate next week, Tuesday. Canadian YouTuber Christopher Christmas Liz Hughes is assuring he will honor his bail conditions and not abscond TNT, telling Guardian Media he wants to have his name cleared. This after Hughes was yesterday granted permission to leave the country and return for his next court appearance next week. Hughes, who wore a black t-shirt with the print "Freedom is a Must," took to social media after his virtual court hearing on a sedition charge, saying he will not leave the country until after his court date next week. He said he's going to remain here in Trinidad until his next hearing next week, Thursday. The 45-year-old is charged with publishing a seditious statement on May 29th. He was granted $100,000 bail on Monday when first appeared before Magistrate Margaret Sukraj Goswami. Hughes pled not guilty to the offense after the state agreed to a summary trial. If found guilty, he faces a maximum sentence of $3,000 or 2 years imprisonment. The case was transferred to be heard by a district magistrate on June 13th. Not enough is how Tobago House of Assembly Chief Secretary Fadi Augustine described the supplementary $50 million government has offered to assist in cleanup efforts on the island. Recently, Minister of Finance Colin Wendell explained to Parliament's Standing Finance Committee the Assembly initially requested a sum of $153 million, but the Budget Division technocrats reviewed it and came up with the figure of $50 million. Wendell said the sum was geared toward cleanup and remediation, leased and rental infrastructure, marine support services, and consultancy, security, materials and supplies, catering, and refurbishment in connection with the cleanup efforts. ABC News is reporting the U.S. has been tracking Russian warships and aircraft expected to arrive in the Caribbean for a military exercise in the coming weeks. According to the article, the ships are expected to allegedly make port calls in Venezuela and also in Cuba. Two officials said the exercises will be monitored by the U.S. military and involve a handful of Russian ships and support vessels. Support for youth with disability will be at the forefront in the inaugural Caribbean Disability Conference in October, which will be hosted by the Authentic Caribbean Foundation, a non-profit organization based in Boston, along with Generation Grenada Foundation. Ahead of the event carded for October 9th to 13th at the Radisson in Grenada at the Beach Resort, St. George's, Grenada AFC and GFC will hold a virtual launch from June 20th at 10 a.m. The theme of the conference is community access, empowerment, and inclusion. And that is news to 6 a.m. right here on News Power Digital. We'll have major news coming your way at 7 a.m. Good morning.
Up to date and credible. Power 102 Digital.
TV. Good morning to you all. Thank you so much for joining us. It is warm this morning. It is 27 degrees on both islands. Yeah, 27 already. It is warm. Felt it this morning. Felt it as I walked out. It was like a heat wave. Traffic-wise, got nothing really to tell you about the usual from PRCO going to Aranjuez and heading in the port of Spain. Before I say hellos, let me say good morning going out to Pablo. Morning to you, Paul Richards.
Morning, Steve. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Where's Wendell? Good morning, my friend. Of course, on the show this morning, Paul Richards, Wendell Stephen, Richard Ragoobarsingh. We got Shane and Ruben in the background. My name is Steve Khan. Let's see who sent us hellos first thing this morning. We got some already. We got a lot already. John Cato, Wendy and James, Edwin Marshall, Godzilla Valencia, Slick Money Grip. You up early. Oliver Man Warren, Boy Bedesi, Boy DJ Ray, Wayne B in Covenant, Georgia, Maria Celia, D. Pierre, Brent Hackshaw, Ewart Ranchball, CJ New York, Rena Boodoo Jennings, Ryan Simongal, good morning to you, Hector, Gloria Gray, Nikisha Pierre, okay, all right, yeah, we got to talk about that a little bit, Kieran. Michael Robinson in Yokohama, Japan, Carol Guevara, Wayne Ramsey, Carol Joseph, Mrs. R is up, David Wares, and I hope you're feeling better, Mrs. Wares, Susie B, Donna Clark, good morning to you. On WhatsApp, we have a few already. We have got Val, morning Val, Dan Raj, GNC Auto Security. We got Michael in London. We got Sankofa. Yeah, so good morning to you all. All right, hope you guys have a great day today. And yes, that Pakistan-USA game, I tell you. I'll wait till Wendell comes on. As soon as he comes on, we'll chat about that. Yes, good morning, Paul. Hope all is well.
Yes, I'm good.
Yeah. Hope all is well. Let's say happy birthday going out to Afra Raymond. Happy birthday to you, Afra. Hope you have a great day. Send cake and ice cream, okay? Send cake and ice cream. I know some ice cream was delivered to the office yesterday. I hope to put aside mine. You got yesterday, Paul?
No, I wasn't interested. Happy belated birthday, Boom. A nice celebration yesterday in the office.
Yeah. 19 years that Boom Champions 94.1 has been on, all managed by our very own Stephen Howard. We call him Glenn. Call him Glenn Howard. Well done. Keep doing what you do. Yeah. So that USA played Pakistan in the World Cup and USA won.
So I understand.
Yeah, USA won. I didn't want the game. I just saw the comments coming in on my phone. And I said, well, look at thing. What a thing. What a thing. Of course, I got some very disturbing news last evening. I don't think you would know him, Paul. You might have seen him. Peter Castaneda. He was our plumber here at the office. And on Tuesday evening, while driving back home to Sangre Grande, by the vicinity of the Church of Roosevelt Highway and Tumpuna Road, he got a heart attack.
Oh my God! Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, he got a heart attack. I mean,
is he alive?
No, he
passed.
passed.
Condolences to his family.
Well, and the sad part about it is that, you're driving, you get a heart attack. So he did crash into someone. His wife was with him, and she managed to pull the car to the side and carry it to a stop. An emergency crews came. They took him to the Arima Health Facility where he was pronounced on arrival. So, yeah, I spoke to his daughter last evening because that was when Alana messaged me and she said, did you hear anything about Peter? So I'm going, which Peter? And she said, Castaneda. I said, no. I said, he died. And I said, what are you talking about, Willis? And then she sent me the links and so on. I said, oh, so condolences. He really was a good guy. He really, really was a good guy. He did some work home at me too. And yeah, it was a shock. He was 67 years old.
Condolences also to the family of cultural entrepreneur Ellsworth James.
Yes, I saw that yesterday too.
I think he was living in Canada for a number of years. Many people who from back in the day would know Ellsworth was one of the big promoters and gave a lot of the established soca artists now a lot of opportunities in North America and Canada. So condolences to his wife Margaret and his children and his family. Ellsworth, I mean, he was like one of the big promoters back in the day in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
So condolences again to his family and colleagues. I saw a lot of people posting yesterday, and because he touched so many different lives. And the ironic thing is that not many of the young artists now even know who he is.
No, only people like Zena and stuff. Yeah, but
we just started Zena this morning.
Oh, let me stop. Yes, because when she started with me, I had to stay quiet. But yes, a lot of accolades I saw posted yesterday. WhatsApps.
Christopher Hughes has secured bail.
Got his passport.
So he posted a video yesterday. Good morning, Wendell.
Hi, morning, gentlemen, and morning, listeners and viewers all over the globe.
Morning. You woke up late.
I didn't wake up late. I didn't sleep.
Oh, you have that problem still.
Yeah.
I tell you what to do already about that. Be honest, man.
Yeah, I think it was just a little worse yesterday. I had a pretty stressful day yesterday, and it just culminated in me not sleeping. So.
Yes, Paul.
I know you wanted to get me to talk about it, but I won't talk about it because I just fed up. Sometimes you just reach a stage of fed upness. You ever reach that stage of real fed upness? Well, I think I reached in that stage. You can't win sometimes, no? And sometimes you just feel that if you fight for justice, you fight for your name, you fight for your honor, that is like it's useless. So it's just to leave them, let them win, yes. Sometimes walk away. Leave them, let them win.
What are you going to do?
These are the spoils of love and war.
No, it ain't nothing to do with love. No, it's the same matter that I had where I challenged the ticket. Where I got a ticket in January. It came up. It finally, 5 months later, I went to court thinking that would have been the end of that. I challenged the ticket. And then I go there yesterday and it was just a whole rigmarole again. And I have to wait till October. So it's almost like if the TTPS could do what they want now and mess you up. And you just had either go through the rigors of the court, or you say, okay, to hell with that.
As a traffic ticket you're talking about, right?
Yeah. The same ticket when I got when I was with Richard, and they said I broke a traffic light.
Yeah.
So they.
Well, I know I said this about a month ago. Where I know someone who got a ticket and decided to challenge it, and he went online and he got a date for next year.
Yeah, you did say that. Well, I got June and then I now have October. So it frustrated the hell out of me yesterday. And I probably may have lost a friend because of it. But it just I don't know what to say now. Let go and let go. That's exactly what I try to do, Adonna. It's not always easy. But I try to live by that dictum, but my goodness, it's hard. It's hard. Because the TTPS a police officer could literally do what they want to do. And you know how to battle to try to defend that, You understand? Because they can't produce footage that I broke a traffic light. I can't get it. It's the TTPS to get it. But they can't produce it because I didn't break the light. You understand?
Was there a camera in the vicinity?
It have several cameras in the vicinity. But it's they have to get it. I can't get it. They have to get it to prove their case. So it's like, and then
So Christopher Hughes is out on bail. He said he will not abscond.
Yeah.
You know, he posted a video.
I got good news. Court was a success. Restrictions removed. Passport is given back to me. I'm able to leave the country. All good news. Court again next Thursday. All good from here.
I need to buy a pair of shades like that.
But he has several, and he always wears a kind of weird looking Elton Johnish kind of shades. He also look like Elton John in a kind of way too.
He was granted $100,000 bail. He said he will not be absconding. He is due to reappear in court next week, Thursday, I do believe it is, 13th. And we will see how it proceeds.
I wish him luck fighting this same TTPS and craziness that happens sometimes in this place. Yes, I wish him luck with that.
He's not fighting the TTPS though. It's the state versus Hughes.
Well, it started off there. That's where it always starts, you know. It starts with being charged, you know. You understand? And then everybody else get the cuss after. And people just be happy to say, but the police do their work. And yeah, they do it badly sometimes. And they start throwing the blame elsewhere. They do it spitefully sometimes. Anyway, let me see if I have birthdays. Let me wish people happy birthday today. This weekend is also a big reggae concert in the stadium, in the Savannah. If Gaylan won't company, I'll probably go with her again. I went the last one with her. So let me get birthdays. Right, birthdays today. Miss T, Miss Tunapuna. She is celebrating her birthday today. Happy birthday, Miss T.
Happy birthday, Miss Tunapuna.
Cynthia Peterkin, Leon Bowler, my good friend. We used to play cricket together. Happy birthday, Leon. Natalia Zamora John. Afro Raymond is celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday, Afro. We have interviewed him on many occasions. And those are my birthdays. And yesterday was who? All who celebrated their birthday yesterday, happy birthday. Belated birthday. All right? That's it. When is Father's Day this weekend?
Next week.
Next weekend. Okay. So not a peep in here, nothing out of it. Oh.
Yeah. Why are you all so quiet this morning?
All trying to goad me into going police. You see how you watch it?
I am not saying anything. I thought you had more to say.
No, I just got very frustrated yesterday by the process. You know,
that's a frustrating process.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be like that, and it frustrated me knowing.
No.
You know?
And you must then just let it go.
Well, yeah, as I say.
I was accused of all sorts of sundry things yesterday, so I just let it go.
Yeah. What, sorry? What happened to other sundry things there? What did I miss?
Finance Minister Colin will today deliver the mid-year review in the House of Representatives when he will propose to spend $2.3 billion more than was appropriated last October, taking the overall budget to $61.5 billion. I remember when this administration started, they wanted to reduce the budget. Remember that? I think is either 65 or 63 was the highest under the People's Partnership.
Yes.
And this government is on record as saying, this Minister of Finance, that it was too high and they were going to reduce it. Well, going back up.
Yeah, but because they had been reducing it, it was
they had been very successful in reducing it. I think at one point they got to $55 billion or $56 billion, and now we're going back up to 61.5. In addition to which, the deficit will now increase to 9 billion instead of the projected 5 billion, because they also stated that they were on track to balancing the budget.
Yes.
So we're going in the wrong direction now because of an overestimation, I will call it that, of what the oil and gas prices was going to be, which did not materialize.
But it almost always happens in a year, the year before and the year of an election. It almost always happens.
What are you suggesting?
I ain't suggesting nothing. I'm telling you, if you check back statistics, you'd realize budgets always increase in the
But
year.
there must be a reason for that. Is that government has to loosen up the coffers in the environment to make it quite elastic and flexible heading to an election?
But that's what they do. I mean, because you remember a government.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, that's what they do. A government.
It's unlikely if you tighten belts heading to an election, you're going to have a rougher time.
Exactly. So you lose.
One government did that and suffered the fate of an unfortunate attempted coup.
Yes.
And voting out of power the subsequent year.
Yes.
Which is the NAR government. Good morning, Mr. Ragoobarsingh.
Good morning, guys, and good morning,
Richard.
Wherever you are.
Yeah, and I remember when the budget was read, there were several experts telling Minister Imber, your projections are unsustainable. Am I wrong?
No.
Those projections are optimistic at best. And at the time, yes, there was the Ukraine-Russia issue, several issues in Saudi Arabia, but those things change cyclically. And they are an artificial inflation of the prices of those commodities, which can dive at any time. So if you peg your budget at that, what do you think going to happen when it dive? You have to be no oil expert to know that. And so said, what? Okay.
But I think our natural gas is,
and of course the production levels.
Our natural gas price is usually a little higher than what you see on the world market.
It's not our price, Richard. It's the price the world gives us.
But it's the price that we contract with the world.
Yeah, but
a lot of those contracts are not short-term contracts, you know.
Yeah, we are also price takers because of the size of our system here.
Yeah.
But we have spoken about those projections after the budget for oil price and gas price. And we say that that's a little ambitious.
It's optimistic at best.
Yeah.
But of course, when you want to present, I can see clearly now the rain is gone. And we're turning it around. Because that's what budget presentations are, part fiscal and part political.
Yeah.
You understand? So on the good front, though, is that the IMF, the IMF report has recognized, which was published on Wednesday, shows Trinidad and Tobago is undergoing a gradual but sustained economic growth, which is good news. You know, that's some good news. It notes a decrease in unemployment to 3.2%. I think under 5% is full employment, statistically, not so?
Yeah.
And a decline in inflation from 8.7 in December 2022 to 0.3 in January. That is excellent news.
Yeah.
So there's some of the government's policies that are clearly working. You know, so I mean, it's a mixed bag. So when we're reporting both, you know. So that
I know a lot of videos were posted over the long weekend to last weekend about the amount of people that traveled and so on, because the airport car park was packed to capacity, and people were commenting, oh well, you know, this clearly people are still traveling. I mean, whether they're borrowing to travel or they're just traveling because they have that excess cash and so on, then
there's a lot of liquidity system now.
Yeah, clearly there is. You understand? And I'm happy for that. I'm happy for that.
Whether or not we're borrowing to remain liquid is a good question.
Yeah.
Because we could be borrowing to remain liquid.
Yeah. You could be borrowing to enjoy yourself, enjoy your life.
And racking up the national credit card in terms of debt payments.
That
Okay.
$5,000 thing is a bugbear, though. I have to tell you that. That $5,000 US limit a month is a bugbear for a lot of people.
It is.
Well, people who have high expenses, I guess it is.
No, but when you go to a hotel and for a week and you spend $1,500 US and they block your card for another $1,500 US or something, it limits what you can do after that, you know. And the car rental companies are doing the same thing.
You're absolutely right. I have traveled
Yeah.
with state officials
Yeah.
on official trips, and when we are checking in, sometimes there are problems because some hotels want you to pay for the whole trip,
Yeah.
and it exceeds what the limit the bank is giving you.
Yes.
Correct.
So I mean, you have to pay for 3 days, and then hope the cycle change to pay. You understand?
Yep.
So and that is state officials.
Yeah. It is a problem.
You understand? So
And a lot of people that unable to get US in the banks are now buying it in the black market. There's a
You don't have a choice.
You don't have
And
a
have to
choice.
depend on your credit
you
card.
want to put a caveat on that, Steve?
That's not anything new though.
it's not new.
No.
But the
I
price
don't call it. You call it the
ridiculous.
black market. I don't call it black market, you know,
Oh,
because it's legitimate money. Sometimes people, and I've done it, and I could confess it. If somebody's building a house down here, because is living in the States, and they're building a home down here, or doing some business down here, and they send the US down to pay the workers or whatever, I'll buy it from them. You understand? And I'm sure a lot of people do it.
Well, Steve said a lot of people get problems to get forex, and that's true. And a lot of people don't.
A lot of people, you're correct. It's who you know
It's who you are.
and who
Well,
you
I
know.
thought it used to be who you are, but it's clearly who you know.
Well, who you are impacts who you know, eh?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't. Because part
And
of my real concern is, I mean, the minister spoke about it and he had to make some corrections in terms of people's interpretation of what he said regarding the challenges in paying for healthcare and CDAP drugs moving forward, right? And the issues that Minister Singh has raised and former Minister Khan about our NCD rates and how unhealthy we're becoming as a country. And I will say it again, a lot of it is driven by a refusal to manage the unhealthy imports in this country, and also a refusal at some level to do what Richard is always speaking about and get us into a culture of reading calorie levels and calorie component on foods and mandating fast food outlets and general food distributors and retailers of putting the number of calories you take in to get a culture in our mind of acknowledging and monitoring how many calories we take in to manage our health. And there's a reluctance or refusal of governments over and over to move in that direction, which has proven successful in other jurisdictions.
And I can't figure out why. I don't know why people are resisting.
Because they don't want to upset the business class. Richard they'll have to pay money to put up all them systems and do that, and it may have some minimum or moderate effect on how much people buy and consume of these goods and services.
Well, pop a piece of Bristol board. What the hell?
So and then the when you look at what we're spending $6 billion to import, tell me how much of that healthy.
I can see it.
Tell me how much healthy.
And that'll be like a green crystal board. That's not normal. Green,
Yeah,
pink,
a green crystal ball with red writing.
3-piece chicken with fries, 1,600 calories.
Write
And
it
somebody
out.
will miss
No,
calories.
Richard. 1,600 calories today. 1,600 calories this morning.
I can see it.
And that's such a commonplace thing around the world now, where they got the populations, because they have, this is not unique to us. Eh? We have a bigger problem in the Caribbean and Latin America, I'll tell you, because there's some research in this past week about it. It is frightening, the number of deaths are occurring due to NCDs, right? But those countries in the UK, you can't have above a certain level of sugar in your chocolates, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They're that regulated, particularly if it's targeting children. These soft drinks, you have to know, you have to put how many calories in it. So the society gets in a culture of, oh my God, I'm supposed to eat X amount of calories a day or intake X amount of calories. And if I buy this and that and I eat this afternoon, I'm past my calorie count, so I'm going to put on weight. It's going to affect my health and it's going to cost the country, me and the country, X amount of money. Why is that so hard to move in that direction and have a consistent, wholesome, sustained focus on getting the country in a mindset of healthier living, healthier lifestyle choices? The ministry has done some work with the MOVE campaign. I give them that. You understand? How successful it is, I don't know. But you can't hospital your way out of health. You have to prevent your way out of health issues. You understand? It's like building more prisons for incarceration to deal with the crime. You have to prevent your way out of it. You have to preempt your way out of it. Saying really brain surgery, you know, people doing it all over the world.
Well, as you said earlier on, business have interests and they're gonna get their way at the end of the day.
Business at the end of the day,
yeah.
Will it serve the greater business interest? And that's the question.
Yep.
Because it's not in their interest for us to start buying the crap they import in here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. When they import all that frozen preservative-filled stuff, don't you think it impacts our health?
Well, and let me tell you when it really impacts it.
Well, you all have choices. Well, sometimes marketing and availability and convenience trumps. Yes, Carlisle, there's personal responsibility, but there's personal responsibility in North America and London and Australia too.
Mm.
You can't have both. It has to be one or the other.
Yeah. But I understand what he's saying there. But let me tell you something.
Absolutely. But they can work together.
Yeah. But let me tell you what also drives people to be unhealthy. Yeah? Depression. Or day like what I had yesterday. Because and it's expensive, you know. Depressed food is expensive food, you know. Let me tell you.
Depressed yesterday?
Yeah. Yesterday, you know what I went and buy for the first time in a long time? I drive in by is Burger King, right out by me here.
Mm.
And I went and buy a burger with fries and a drink. High calories.
So you medicate yourself with food.
Look now, and let me tell you, $86. I said, hold on, did I ask for the whole case of burgers? I asked you more than that, you know. $86 by the drive-thru. I didn't even feel to come outside.
So you medicate yourself with saturated fats.
Huh?
You medicate yourself with saturated fats.
Yeah, and it didn't help because I still didn't sleep.
And salt.
And salt. And it's salted? Oh,
when you could have go down by Double Palm or somewhere.
I don't go nowhere. Double Palm is the same distance. I have a Double Palm.
You could have walked across the road. You can walk across the road and acquire some goods and services.
Oh gosh.
Yes, DJ. He went for some comfort food when he could go for other comfort and still have the same effect. But it might have cost him more than $86 though.
$86 for a burger with fries and a drink.
Yeah, but a lot of it, I fully agree with the concept and the application of personal responsibility. But in a lot of cases, it's about marketing in your face and convenience. Mm. And what is convenience for you to grab and go? You're going to grab and go in many cases. And you can have the concept of, because part of what putting the calories counts on the signage is about an acknowledgement of a certain amount of calorie intake and making a decision which is akin to personal responsibility. Not so? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a whole, this has worked in other places. It has worked.
It's basically just giving you more information, really.
And creating a culture of counting calories and watching how much you intake. So you have to create that culture.
Pretty instantaneously.
It will take a while, but it will get there if you're consistent with it.
X or Y or Z, or whatever it is, you know. I don't know why that's a problem to do, quite frankly. It seems to me like a simple add-on.
Because you not thinking of the cost that the business is saying it will cost them to put up these systems and all of that demand. And you really feel they want to do anything to reduce the sales?
But a lot of those fast food outlets, Paul, I'm not talking, I mean, but a lot of those fast food outlets, let's look at the major players. A lot of them, it's computer screens, it's screens they have with things at the input. It's very easy to change that.
You're very right about that. And the monitor is not static, it's a TV screen and monitor.
Yeah, so it's something that you can easily change.
Well, the other part of it is, of course, you will monitor what you're eating and probably consume less, which is not in their interest.
Right. Well, okay, yes. You may consume less.
They may want you to buy less.
Yeah, you might be going
or
fast.
Monitor how much you're buying. They don't want that at all.
You know what? Give me a
and they clearly in cahoots with the TTPS and the court to get people depressed so they could go and buy the crap.
Wow.
Look how you snuck that in.
That was just me lashing out again.
Is that connected to your depression yesterday?
Let me take some calls now. Only 4 minutes. It's Friday morning.
Because I'm trying to align, you know.
I'm going to call you and tell you what happened yesterday.
Okay.
And I'm going to call you and tell you what happened yesterday.
You remember you were with me the day when I got the ticket for breaking the light?
Yes, yes.
Right. So it's concerning that. I'll call you later and tell you.
Okay.
All right. So 222-8255. Toll-free North Americans, 866-525-1099. You give us a call. Our lines are open. It is 6:37 on this Friday, the 7th day of June. A week already.
Is it very warm this morning by you?
It is.
It's warm, yes.
It's very, as I came out the door this morning, whoosh.
It's warm. It's warm. I had on my AC and threw off my cover. It's warm.
And she didn't complain?
Not a word.
Please behave.
Not a word.
All right, lots of calls. Let's go to all lines. Good morning, caller.
Morning, Itosha Mitchell from...
Morning, dear. How are you?
I'm fine. Good morning, Dr. Paul.
Good morning, my dear. Happy weekend to you.
Richard.
Good morning.
And good morning to Wendell. Wendell, stop eating that type of food.
I don't normally eat it, you know, Miss Davidi. But because I was in a state yesterday, I just drove out you to get something quickly.
Depression.
It's literally on my doorstep.
Be careful if you're buying any pies, huh? There were videos circulating regarding that.
Before we go, 20, not showing anything from you all as yet, huh?
Yeah, I realize Me TV has not crossed over as yet.
Right. Yes. But you know, it all boils down concerning food. Our big amount of money spending on foreign foods. You see, it's back to planting the land, agriculture. So if a lot of people get back into it, or who'd never gotten into it, start doing it, we should be good, because that's the only solution. The ground, the earth that has the food, and all those tin stuff that they sell. I go to the grocery, I don't buy those things. I don't buy any tin stuff, anything in the tins. I use more natural foods, and I plant some foods what I could plant. So I don't eat burger, I don't eat fries, I don't eat those fast food things. I don't eat those things, period. I don't even feel faith. I don't like the scent of it, you know. And my kind of business I do, I watch the calories and the stuff that I put into it for people. So a lot of people who have NCDs, they can eat my foods, the things that I make, because I am catering for them. And they are happy with it. You know? So a lot of people eating the wrong types of foods. Young people, my daughter and all, she likes to eat fast food, but I ban her. So she doesn't get to eat it. And she has lost weight. I mean, she's young, she's only 19, but she has lost weight since then. So, you know? So those fast food only make you feel hungry after 2 hours again. You know what I mean? So a lot of people are supposed to start back planting, eat green things, kale and spinach and all these things. Start eating the right types of food. You know, and you'll go good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Righty. Thank you.
Them importers want to eat good.
Good morning.
Are you ready for that?
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Morning.
Whoever is listening, I would like to know if it's possible for us to get a Smart Garden to get a eye care bed on the corner of Pontepe Road and Alexander Road because they moved the IK bin from Sutton Street. They moved the one from by Marcy and they have to be driving around to find a bin. My garage look like if I'm hoarding sometimes.
You're a hoarder. Say it.
No, my granddaughter.
It's Sumad Gardens, you say that, Miss Sampson?
Yeah, at the corner of Pontepe Road and Alexander Road. The corner of Pontepe and Alexander Road. Before you go up the hill to Sumad Garden. We'd like to get a bit there, please.
All right.
All right. Thanks, San Fernando.
Mayor Robert Paris, I know you're listening. Ms. Sampson wants a bin.
Steve, did you
I
send
think
the invitation to
it's
the
not a solid waste
corporation?
thing.
I care solid waste, I think. Huh?
Yeah, I think it's solid waste.
Yes.
No idea. Was that Paul if I said what?
You said the invitation to the guest for the corporation.
Wendell was organizing that.
No, I sent it back in the chat, boy. I can't do it. I can't send the invitation and I can't do. I have to send it to you all.
Let me do it now then.
Yeah.
I have to go find it.
Our IKEA bin not that far from us. So
From you?
Yeah, from the Catholic, but it's by the Catholic Church.
We need one in our area here by that Massey. The amount of plastic bottles you see in that area, because you know we having a lot of vending on that street too. They have a whole lot of vending. They have a doubles van. They have a guy who sell fruits. They have people who sell plants. A whole lot of vendors.
Yeah, I see the fruits and stuff.
Yeah, they're every day now. And so as a result of that, there are a lot of plastic bottles and so on in that area there.
I'm trying to understand what is happening at the Port of Spain Corporation. I was trying to read to follow it. I don't know. One news article says some of the issues are related to the daily paid workers.
It's about overtime and the garbage. What's how it's affecting the garbage collection. Yesterday, when the clip that I sent was that when they went to report for work after not reporting for work for a couple of days, that the keys were removed from the vehicles, so nobody could have jumped in a truck and driven it out. You know, and the keys only came back there after 9 o'clock. So Mr. Prentice will clear up everything when we speak with him.
Yeah.
But it's an ongoing story for the last few days. You know, and it's affecting the city in terms of garbage collection. The last thing you want is garbage piling up. You know?
Well, it seems partly a standoff between the mayor and Mr. Prentice in a certain way, even though not seemingly directly, because they're not really hurling words at each other. Well, they are in a certain way, because part of it is the overtime issue. You're right, Wendell.
Mm-hmm.
And the mayor is saying that under the 2017 collective agreement, how they're computing the overtime is different to what it used to be before, and that Mr. Prentice would have signed off on it.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Prentice has said that is not so. They never signed off at anything to do with overtime from their terms and conditions for that period. And he's telling the mayor, at least on news last night, he's telling the mayor, bring your evidence, or basically I'm going to talk to my lawyers.
All right, gentlemen, we open up the lines. Let's grab these calls. Thanks for holding. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
You know you're going to get whooping. You know you're going to get whooping for that. That length of time all you're talking in my ear.
Not all here, Richard and Wendell.
Me more. It's Friday. Thank God. This side door is open. Richard, you not on that calorie counting thing, you know. After that, love is a walk. The first one you see, especially near Cipriani down there, you driving in there, you have to get your nightcap. So let's face it, it's hard to sit down in the night and just study to count calories. What you say?
What are you talking about? You mean the...
I say after your play, when you dive in, the first thing you're looking for is a fried chicken outlet.
Okay, no, not at all.
Red one. After that kind of energy.
That's not what you say. There's one on that stretch to head out of the biryani, but no.
Oh, okay. But
I'm not saying I wouldn't eat fast food. I'm not going to say I'm not going to eat fast food from time to time. Absolutely. The convenience of it. is that sometimes you're just going to have to, it's the easiest thing to get. But, you know, I wouldn't say it's a frequent part of my diet.
Anyhow, what I want to say, Mr. Our Christmas man, he got back his passport and stuff, but he don't want to leave here. Trinidad is a nice place, you know. And apparently, but he's smelling something else. I
Like?
would hope not.
Well, his court matter is June 11th. I don't see him really going and coming
Yeah.
back before then. It don't make sense.
I will, and I'm stressing, I will hope not. And I'm leaving it there in the puzzle.
Oh, you're right, yes. The man followers must he increased so much since his back and stuff.
But not only that, but he could leave, I guess, because I assume that might
can
be
leave.
So listen to me. I'm listening to you all till I'm out of here. I have a funeral to go to this morning. My cousin was a senior officer in Forex, has died. So
Condolences to you and your family.
yes, my first cousin. So I'm off this morning, but
Is
I'm
is long skirt today.
So yeah, USSL?
long skirt. No, darling, that is only fits in the night. And you
Long
know,
skirt today.
You only sell US in the night?
My mini will be rocking as usual.
Don't forget to carry your shawl there. You know, you like to, them church do like to skin expose and thing.
No, I don't go into that level.
All right.
And my legs will be covered up by a stocking, so that is all right. I could afford to put my arms. All right. And then you
All
have
right,
a
thank
wonderful
you.
day.
All right, look at your papers.
Thank you.
But she's saying Gina and I hear me. I saying it's Gina and Zina instead of Gina and Dinah.
Friday. It's Friday, June 7th, 6:47.
US in the night when there.
she said the man was a senior man in Forex. I imagine he out for US.
I don't know. That's not how she get US in the night.
All right, John, man, we got to run. We're behind time.
Of the Express is a sad story. Dad mourns bright son, murder of ambitious Jaden West, 21. Really tragic story of a young man who was clearly on the way to do great things and ended up caught in that crossfire. So that's the Express front page. Cops, $8,500 ring stolen at station.
I could do the Guardian, by the way.
Calco demobilized from Guyana Road project. Imber looks to boost tax revenue. I tried to give them my best. The father of Jaden Reyes, 21, who was gunned down on Sunday night, said he's appealed to young men not to choose a life of crime, but aspire to greatness as his son. That must be so heart-wrenching for that father. Chris, free to fly. PM, he's a part of the problem. A standard 5 student, sad news critical after gunman opens fire on SUV. And Parry said he's tired of losing.
Wait, the 5-year-old is part of the problem?
No. So I should have put a full stop.
I was wondering.
Yeah. Okay. Richard, you can do the Guardian. I'll do the news day after.
All right, the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian for today on the front page. Must, as in inverted commas, free to go. YouTuber gets clearance to leave, but opts to stay in TNT to face charge. And there's a picture of Christopher Hughes giving a thumbs up at the Queen's Park Savannah, Port of Spain on Tuesday. That's an insert photo accompanying the headline. Girl 12 critical after gun attack on dad. That's also on the front page. And there's a picture of the vehicle with the gunshot circled on it. Imber delivers mid-year budget review today. Prime Minister rejects Gary's offer to fight crime. That's a sub-headline. And okay, that's all of the headlines on the front page. So now I'll just go to the back page and read what's going on in sports. USA upsets Pakistan. That's the headline in the sports section and on the back page of the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian. And that's the main headline and the only headline, actually. USA upsets Pakistan. And we're talking cricket, of course.
Look, now, I don't know. Pakistan has really played cricket like West Indies, you know. I don't know how Pakistan allow that match to get away from them. So, my goodness.
Newsday for today. National Enterprises Limited, NEL investors sound the alarm. State companies shaky. NTA leader hits back after PM Blanks offer to help fight crime. Griffith, nation drowning in blood. Christmas list free to go back to Canada for now. Imber, government welcomes IMF report. Bullets meant for dad, his daughter 12. Singer, composer, radio DJ, music producer Ellsworth James dies. COP interim leader, party not avoiding elections. The COP is still alive? Okay. 1 dead, 2 wounded in Cocorite. And local government ministry to launch reporting app. And children plant trees at Palm East Park for World Environment Day. So this is some of the trending stories in your Express, Guardian, and Newsday. 4th day.
There was another shooting in Cocorite, Paul? Is that what you just said there?
Yeah, drive-by.
Wow.
All right, let's get the results of our morning poll that we asked you yesterday. The question was, do you think the PM, Dr. Keith Rowley, should accept the offer of Gary Griffith to assist in the fight against crime? That was our poll yesterday. Results are in. 91%, 9-1, said yes.
There you go.
Yeah. There you go. All right, let's get this morning's poll.
Oh, you don't have a poll? All of a sudden, your poll silent today? I don't hear no click, 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 click. Usually there's furious clicking at this point. I'm Wendell. Why typing takes place for the morning poll? I asked something like...
That's good. We do your polls.
What happened there? What did I miss?
Let's go quickly.
What is the poll, Richard?
Let me ask. We asked the Gary thing yesterday.
But if we interview Prentice, we could ask something about the corporation. I don't know.
That is not mass market. I think that's going to be
not.
Okay. All right. Well, Christmas list, do you think he will be exonerated come next when? The 11th?
June 11th.
I doubt the trial is going to start then, but you could ask generally, do you think Christmas this will be exonerated? We can ask that.
Yeah. Because, yeah, I mean, what else is there to ask today, on a day like today?
Yeah.
But that issue with the corporation, Richard, I am of the view that the mayor should not have responded, even though it's in his right to respond. He should leave that for the administration to see about. Don't get involved in that. That is bacchanal. With that union, that is bacchanal. That is asking for trouble. Stay out of that. So that's a CPO union administrative matter. You understand? That's not a council matter.
So there is our poll this morning. Do you think Christopher Hughes will be exonerated from charges under the Sedition Act? That's our poll from Chris Must List. So 222-TALK, 222-8255, North Americans 866-525-1099. Of course, that's absolutely toll-free. People who are watching us from all the streaming platforms, you can send your vote via the messaging platforms located there.
Now look at a classic example of misinformation. Rena Jennings is posting, beauty culture, they're not interested in positive news. They did not talk about the latest news from the IMF. Wendell, did we not?
Yeah, we did.
Mention that?
Morning. Yeah, we did. Rena might have been...
people hear what they want to hear.
She might have been doing it.
All right, so we got some votes already. Josie Richardson said yes. Hector says yes. What says you, caller?
Well, good morning.
Morning.
Morning, gentlemen. I have the same problem with the bin that to prepare the plastic bottles in Couva by cash and quality. It's in a mess outside it. They remove the bin and you cannot put in the bottles and put garbage. It's in a real state in Couva.
All right.
So if somebody could see about it, and you'll have a blessed day.
All right. Let's stick with our poll. Jaron Joseph says yes. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, gentlemen. Loot Stamper,
Yes.
All right, Grandy, out in Tampa. Thank you. Have a safe trip. Let's see. I have Edison. Edison is saying yes. Cascade St. Anne's is saying yes. Let's see. My D Joey says yes. Wayne B, yes. Beauty Culture says yes. Beefy Smith out in Goodwood, Tobago says yes. Okay, do you think Christopher Hughes will be exonerated from charges under the Sedition Act? Yes or no? Karen Yipnow says yes. Yeah, okay, Laurie. All right. 222-8255, toll-free North Americans, 866-525-1099. Wayne Joseph says yes. Royalty Forever says yes. Do you think Christopher Hughes will be exonerated from charges under Sedition Act? Yes or no? That is our poll question for today. It will stay up until Monday morning when we give you the final results. All right? You have 3 minutes to vote again.
I'm going to work on getting Christmas lists over the weekend. I'm going to work on getting them on the show.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to speak with him.
Yeah. The young man who he's moving around with, I know him, TJ, Daniel Saldina. So I will contact him over the weekend. Because I send the number for you, but I'll do it.
And ask him if he'll speak with us if Christmas list.
Yeah.
So Donna Clark says yes. Mrs. R says yes. Good morning, caller.
Hello.
Yes, morning.
Yes, that's the poll.
Yes.
No.
Make up your mind.
I don't think so.
All
and
right.
Wendell is not that I was referring to within the night. I was talking about my cousin. She's a woman.
Okay.
I was talking about my outfit and my legs.
Thank you, Zena.
I wasn't talking about that.
All right. Thank you. Lorna. Morning, Lorna. Indy, Kali. Yes. Vincent Thomas out in Birmingham, UK.
Oh, she might have this morning.
Vincent said it's a national embarrassment to him. So, yes. Thank you so much.
Easy to get some moment, so, bite.
Slick Money Grip says yes. Joe Sam says yes. Jess Kennedy, yes. Carol Guevara, no.
So a lot of new names, Jess Archer Kennedy is also a new name.
Yeah. I see Me TV has now joined us. So you can watch us on Me TV at this time.
Peter must wake up late.
Is it clear? Because last week,
yeah, it's fine.
I was watching it was jumping all over the place.
Yeah, it was scrambling. Yes, it's been rectified, I think, since yesterday. All right, so 222-8255. AV is going to come in shortly with our major news. All right.
Did you get Carol Archer? Carol Guevara saying no?
Yes. I've got Roger Seawing saying yes.
Sherwin Kerr says yes.
Yeah, Sherwin Kerr says yes. Do you think Christopher Hughes will be exonerated from the charges? Yes or no? All right.
Graduation season. Congrats to all those university graduates these days. Well,
yeah, that time of the year.
Yeah, from the major institutions. So congratulations to all your hard work and your accomplishments. USC, UE, UTT, COSTAT, SBCS, CTS, CTAL. What else am I missing? SAM.
Yeah. All right. Let's take these quick calls at the news. Good morning. Yes or no?
Hi. Good morning. My answer is no. I just want to find out how can someone who gets in difficulty to post bail could afford 2 senior counsel? And when it is that you get the probably could ask that question.
Thank you. Good morning.
I could answer it, caller, but
just good morning, caller.
Yes, Sun City, Florida, yes.
All right, thank you. Have a great day. Let's get into our 7 o'clock major news, if you use it.
This is your news bulletin from Power 102 Digital.
Finance Minister to deliver the mid-term review of the state of the economy today. Canadian YouTuber Christopher Christmasless Hughes assures he will honor his bail conditions. THA Chief Secretary says $50 million not enough to clean up oil spill, and U.S. officials say Russian warships headed to Caribbean for drills. Details in a moment. This is news on Power 102 Digital. I'm Avril Sintel-Bab. Good morning. Finance Minister Colm Imbert will today deliver the midterm review of the state of the economy, where he will propose to spend $2.3 billion more than was appropriated last year in the budget, taking the total expenditure for 2024 to $61.5 billion. He is looking to increase the revenue collected from taxation. Imbert, in his affidavit in the legal matter involving the implementation of the Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority, noted that the budget deficit for 2024 has increased to $9 billion instead of the initial estimate of $5 billion. The minister also noted that lower prices and production levels in oil and gas combined to produce a revenue shortfall of $5 billion in 2024. While Imbert painted a less than rosy picture in his affidavit, the International Monetary Fund has projected economic growth gaining momentum in 2024, with projected growth in real GDP or gross domestic product by 2.4%. The media review continues in the House of Representatives today and goes to the Senate next Tuesday. Government has revealed the latest International Monetary Fund report recognizes its reform has put the economy on the right track. Finance Minister Colm Imbert welcomed the annual report published on Wednesday, which he said showed Trinidad and Tobago undergoing a gradual and sustained economic growth. The report noted a decrease in the unemployment rate to 3.2% in 2023 and a decline in inflation from 8.7% in December 2022 to 0.3% in January 2024. Canadian YouTuber Christopher Christmasless Hughes is assuring he will honor his bail conditions and not abscond to TNT, telling Guardian Media that he wants to have his name cleared. This after Hughes was yesterday granted permission to leave the country and return for his next court appearance next week. Hughes, who wore a black t-shirt with the print "Freedom is a Must," took to social media after his virtual court hearing on a sedition charge, saying that he will not leave the country until after his court date next week. He said he is going to remain here in Trinidad until his next hearing, which is next Thursday. The 45-year-old is charged with publishing a seditious statement on May 29th. He was granted $100,000 bail on Monday when he first appeared before Master Margaret Sukraj Goswami. Yesterday, Hughes pleaded not guilty to the offense after the state agreed to a summary trial. If found guilty, he faces a maximum sentence of a $3,000 fine for 2 years or 2 years imprisonment. The case was also transferred to be heard by a district magistrate on June 13th. Not enough is how Tobago House of Assembly Chief Secretary Fali Augustine has described the supplementary $50 million the government has offered to assist with cleanup efforts on the island. Recently, Finance Minister Colm Imbert explained to the Parliament Standing Finance Committee the Assembly initially requested a sum of $153 million, but the Budget Division technocrats reviewed it and came up with the final figure. Imbert said the sum was geared towards cleanup and remediation, lease and rental infrastructure, marine support services and consultancy, security, materials and supplies, catering, and refurbishments. No intimidatory tactic shall compel the corporation to violate the 2017 to 2019 collective agreement for daily paid workers. This is the update coming from Port of Spain City Corporation and Mayor Chinua Allen following protests by workers on Tuesday. The workers claim the corporation is in violation of the agreement as it pertains to the payment of overtime wages for workers. However, in response, Mayor Allen said the collective agreement signed by the union on August 29, 2022 states, quote, where a worker is required to work on Saturday or Sunday or a public or proclaimed holiday, he or she shall be guaranteed a minimum of 4 hours pay at double time, where he or she is required to work beyond 4 hours, he or she shall be guaranteed a minimum of 8 hours. End quote. He said arrangements are being made by the city administration to ensure the solid waste collection services resume according to the usual schedule. The council shall continue to monitor the implementation of these arrangements. You are listening to news on Power 102 Digital to 7 o'clock. ABC News reports the United States has been tracking Russian warships and aircraft that are expected to arrive in the Caribbean for a military exercise in the coming weeks. According to an article, the ships are expected to allegedly make port calls in Venezuela and Cuba. Two officials said the exercise, which will be monitored by the U.S. military, will involve a handful of Russian ships and support vessels. ABC News reports while this would not be the first time Russia has sent its ships to the Caribbean, this exercise is taking place as Russian President Vladimir Putin has suggested Moscow could take asymmetrical steps elsewhere in the world in response to U.S. President Joe Biden's decision to allow Ukraine to use U.S.-provided weapons to strike inside Russia to protect Kharkiv, Ukraine's second largest city. It reported Russia did not notify the U.S. of the pending exercise. Well, finally, here is weather news for the period today till midnight. Trinidad and Tobago, generally sunny, hazy, and breezy with a likelihood of isolated showers. Nighttime will be mostly fair apart from the chance of the odd isolated shower. A mild concentration or mild to moderate concentration of Saharan dust is currently present in the atmosphere. Persons sensitive to this change in air quality should take the necessary precautions. You can expect a temperature high of 33 degrees Celsius at Piarcom International Airport and 32 degrees Celsius at Crown Point in Tobago. Currently, it is 28 degrees Celsius at both localities. Recapping your headlines to 7 o'clock. Finance Minister to deliver the midterm review of the state of the economy today. Canadian YouTuber Christopher Christmasless Hughes assures he will honor his bail conditions. THA Chief Secretary says $50 million not enough for cleanup efforts in Tobago. And U.S. officials say Russian warships headed to the Caribbean for drills. I'm Afrel Sintel-Bab. That was news to 7 o'clock on Power 102 Digital. Look out for more news in detail at 12 noon today and an update at 8 o'clock this morning. For more details, log on to power102fm.com.
Up to date and credible. Power 102 Digital.
All right. Thank you so much, Avril, for our major news. As she said, it's 28 degrees already. Of course, you join her again. Come 8 o'clock this morning for our news brief. All right. Take a look at what's happening traffic-wise. San Fernando, you're lighter than usual. Riverhead Road, not too bad. The Solo, Uriah Butler Highway, I got no problems there. A little traffic is going to start by the Carney River as you head towards the interchange. Roger Santa Rosa, Piarco Yui, and then Valsena, Port of Spain. Eastern Minor is also not too bad, just some volume. All right, out of Maraval, out of Digo, a bit heavy. All right, gentlemen, let's see if we have any more votes here.
You just had Julia Batiste saying no. That's the only one I had.
Yeah, all right. And I have... Ooh. Okay. All right. That's it. So let's get the results of our morning poll.
Richard, you wrote also?
I may have missed some though. I have 25 people voting on the poll.
I have 29. 26 yes and 4 no's.
Okay, I'll go with yours because I may have missed some.
Yeah. 26 people said yes and 4 people said no. All right, those are the results of our poll.
13 all who voted in the allotted time.
Yeah.
Okay. So of course you can continue to vote on this poll throughout the day and through all programming, and we'll give you the final results on Monday morning because today is Friday.
When is the next holiday, Olia?
The weekend has begun, people.
When is the next holiday? The 19th?
So
what day of the week?
June.
What day of the week is that?
It's midweek. It's like Wednesday or something like that.
I'll make it a long holiday, yes?
It's a Wednesday.
I go into my kitchen just now, no coffee. I get me even more depressed.
So it's Wednesday, yeah. So yes, but of course we are on the eve of the big night in Tobago. Tobago, we are
Oh, what time
coming.
are you in the airport for again, Richard?
I'm not so sure what time we.
Oh, you getting across to Tobago today?
Yeah, Richard didn't sponsor.
You going for the entire weekend?
Until Sunday.
Richard sponsored the trip. We stayed in
Oh,
Beverly.
I should have jumped out on that trip with you, you know.
Yeah, I know people are going at different times. So today is the day. Well, not today is the day. Tomorrow night is the night that Love Is a Walk will premiere for one night only in Tobago at the Shore Park Cultural Complex at 8:30 p.m. sharp, Tobago. And of course, tickets available at the Shore Park Complex, Aisha's Cocktail Lounge in Crown Point, Marcelin's Car Rentals in Crown Point, Beverly's Oasis Suites in Lowlands, and Pablo's Supermarket in Roxborough. That's where you can get your tickets. And of course, you can also purchase your tickets online. Just check the RSRR Productions theater page. So we are so looking forward to it. We are so excited to be in Tobago. It's going to be a wonderful Lime weekend. And
Change Watson Duke to Farley Augustine tomorrow and see how the reaction goes.
I'm not doing that.
Oh, God.
All right, so Michael Prentice is going to join us in a short.
Mr. Stephen Harper, give me a break. Who attacked the mayor? Nobody attacked the mayor.
Huh?
No, Harper sent me a message now. Why attack the mayor? Did we attack the mayor?
No.
No, we said he should have stayed out of it. That's an administrative matter. I maintain that. I ain't changing that opinion. Stay out of that. Don't make bacchanal. Whatever Mr. Prentice say, ignore him. You understand?
Well, Mr. Prentice says present evidence that he signed that collective agreement that indicated a change to how overtime is computed and or otherwise.
And that question would not have arisen if the mayor didn't respond. Don't respond. Leave that. Let the administration deal with that. You understand? That's an administrative matter. Things dealing with workers and overtime and payment and whatnot. That's administrative.
Are you suggesting that should be the remit of the CEO?
Yeah. Let them deal with that.
Well, the acting CEO, because there's an acting CEO they have at this point.
Yeah, there's an acting CEO. And the acting CEO was someone who was head of HR for years, for a long time. So she's well equipped to deal with that. Let her respond.
Yep.
You know?
So we'll see if Mr. Prentice will join us. I know we're trying to count him this morning.
Yeah, I just spoke to him. Also,
our guest. So he can clarify what the union's position is on this.
I did the strangest thing last evening. I was feeling for dal and rice tonight. I cooked dal and rice 9 o'clock last night. But the wonderful thing is you should try to cook dal in an Instapot. The dal and rice finish in half hour.
So what that mean?
Cook it in a pressure cooker.
Is it faster or slower?
Faster, clearly.
Oh, I know nothing about cooking, eh?
In 20 minutes, the dal is done soft and it done finish it in half hour. I was eating in half an hour.
You chunky and everything?
I chunked and everything.
So you and me buying salty burger with fries and you cooking dal and rice, you 5 minutes away from me.
I don't want to step on anybody's corn. I want nobody bell bottom when I come in front to bring the dal and rice sale. I think I don't have enough people buy talking me already. So.
You have plastic bottle in my area, no glass.
But you never know. So, yeah.
Good morning, Riri.
Invested in Instapot. It was wonderful.
What's an Instapot now?
It's like an electric pressure cooker.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the days of cooking, boiling dal and meats that you want to take 2 hours to soften that.
Paul, check your computer there.
I don't have to check my computer. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, he said he did the link thing and everything.
Very often they don't press join stream.
Yeah, I just told him that.
The computer is right in front of me. Good morning, Ray Ray. Good morning, everyone.
And Hector, to respond to Hector, Paul, because I know I heard you speak about this, the issue of the mistake at the press conference.
Wendell, why worry?
What
No,
mistake?
but
What was that talking about?
No, but whoever Hector is, he's an agent provocateur sometimes. He or she.
We all are sometimes.
I say plain, I don't provoke nobody.
What mistake at the press conference?
Where Minister of National Security had to apologize for calling up.
Oh, that, right.
Yeah.
He apologized, so he just withdrew.
Well, he withdrew it, right. But I know I heard you mention.
Did you realize the construct of the withdrawal? It wasn't under Minister Fitzgerald hands, it was under the Ministry of National Security, yeah?
Well, the ministry held the press conference.
Okay, but he's the one who said what he said.
Yeah.
So at no point did he say I withdraw. He said the statement is withdrawn. This was very legally written. Did you realize that?
He's a lawyer.
Well, he is a lawyer.
It was very legally written.
Mr. Prentice online, Mr. Michael Prentice. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning on the Power Breakfast Show.
Yeah, and thank you very much for having me.
Mm-hmm.
I do appreciate it.
All righty.
So, Mr. Prentice, I don't know if you could give us a synopsis of what is going on. I mean, we would have talked about the topic a little bit, and I know a lot of it centers around overtime, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, and whether the overtime is included in your terms and conditions that was signed off, I think, in the period 2017. Is it 2015 to 2017 or 2017 to 2019? I'm not sure.
No, 2014 to 2016 and 2017 to 2019.
2017 to 2019. So I don't know if you could just give us a brief scenario of what is happening.
Well, let me just explain to you all what took place. We never discussed overtime between the 2014 to 2016 collective agreement, nor did we discuss overtime between 2017 and 2019. And even worse, we never had an amendment to any collective agreement by changing anything in the agreement. What we would have done is only add allowances in the 20 period, in the 2017 to 2019. So we never discussed overtime. Overtime was never part of the discussion. So it was really strange for me to see that my name is attached to negotiating some overtime arrangement and changing some things within the period. I want to be clear this morning and pointing to the fact that we would have had some collective agreements signed off when we had the 5% debacle in 2008 to 2010. And we would have gone through the collective agreement. However, what would have preceded that is that we would have then gone to the CPO's office in 2013. So we had a collective agreement signed for 20 to 2010, signed in 2012, because that would have been the period where we would have the 5% disagreement, and most of the unions did not agree, nor did not sign any agreement then, so it would have run over for 2.5 years. What would have then happened is that we would have signed a collective agreement in 2012, back-to-back on 2013. So 11 to 13 agreements signed off at that time. What we looked at in all the agreements that would have been signed is that a change, we could look at it as a typographical error because of the fact that no discussions as it relates to changing anything in the overtime calculation was ever done at any period.
Is it that the 2017 to 2019 agreement does include a change in how overtime is computed?
Well, no, it did not appear even at that time. It appeared since in 20. Only now we recognize it would have occurred in 2011 or 2013. But even then, we had no change to the calculations of overtime. Overtime never did form part of any such discussion. So that
overtime didn't form part of the discussion. I'm just a little confused. If you could clear it up for me. If overtime didn't form part of the discussion, so overtime should have remained, whatever the formula was, should have remained static, whatever it is. But you're saying that you're saying in 2011, that in 2011 to 2014, you're saying that somehow it changed?
Yes, not 2014, 2011 or 2013. These agreements are 3 years in nature.
Yeah.
So that what occurred is that where we see some change in a number from 2 to 4 is in 2011 or 2013. What I do remember is that we had 4 agreements signing off, with the exception of 2008 to 2010, which we would have gone through the agreement, word for word, at that time, so that it had no change. So the status quo was supposed to remain the same because we did not go through it in 2011 or 2013. Nor did we did the same in 2014 to 16, nor did we do it in 2017 to 19. So that three periods, we never went through the collective agreements because of the challenges that we would have been having in terms of starting the negotiations. So all those agreements signed off only with discussion, because the only thing forms the major bug behind the agreement is wages in terms of increases, whether it's a 10%, whether it's a 5%, whether it's a 15%.
Yeah, well, that's usually the substantive. Yeah, that would be usually the substantive argument. So this current impasse that is taking place, and I'm calling it an impasse, between the council or the administration of the Port of Spain City Council and your union with regard to the issue of payment is really centered around overtime. Am I right?
Well, I have to say yes for now, because of the fact that what happened is that a change of direction was made, but without a conversation with the union. Nobody aware of it, including the acting CEO. So it's our supervisor who would have gone to the division and said to them that he received a letter from the CEO, the acting CEO, saying to him that the department must now change making up the overtime in a particular way. That was not drawn to the union's attention until 2 fortnights later, when people started recognizing that there was now being paid flat time on the weekends. When in fact,
the mayor would have weighed in on the issue, and he said that there is a signed agreement by you. This is what he's saying. You on behalf of the union, of course, that would have initiate that is the basis for how overtime is now being computed. So that is an issue of documentation in my mind, because either that document exists or not.
Well, I want to say this to you this morning and to Trinidad. That is a fabrication, and that's a lie. Michael Prentice, nor the Amalgamated Workers Union, never sat down and discussed any change in those periods of negotiations over time. We never had any such conversation. We never changed anything, nor negotiated, nor agreed to change anything over time. That never occurred. So I could publicly say this morning that that's a lie, outright lie, because that never occurred. I call the CPO when recognizing what I see that my name was inserted to the latter clause of the agreement, just for confirmation whether we had any such discussion, and the CPO himself would have said, no, we never had any such discussion. No overtime.
So are you saying that the statement with regard to the new computing of how overtime is done is an insertion into the document without the consent of the union? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Mr. Prentice, how has this affected the operations of the corporation? Good morning.
Well, yes, good morning. Well, it affected the operation because it created a problem for all of us, because at the end of the day, overtime over the years and how it is calculated has never changed. I went back in all the collective agreements going back as far as 1999, and no change ever took place until we saw a number we are assuming is a typographical error, because of the fact that no discussion of change, alterations to the overtime calculation was ever done.
No, but I'm asking in terms of, we heard some issues of striking and inability to access vehicles. Are these things actually happening? What's happening operationally?
What is happening at this time is that we would have informed 3 months ago, had a meeting with the corporation and their attorneys. And their attorneys in that meeting would have said to the management that what they are engaging in and what they are doing is wrong. OSHA, they are not OSHA compliant, they are not following the rules, they are not repairing vehicles, we are not doing sanitizing of the vehicles as we normally will do. They are not sanitizing the compound in which we operate these vehicles in the garage and so on. And they would have informed them that what they're doing, they has to change that. They agree in the meeting that they will do that. And what occurred following that meeting is that they have simply continued to function the same way. So that what we find ourselves in at this time is drivers started getting charged, ticketing, because the vehicles are not inspected. And those tickets go against the demerit points to their names. So what has happened, what is going on now is that we have a meeting scheduled with the CPO's office on Tuesday with the corporation to go through this entire operations because of what is going on. The workers went back out to work yesterday, and what confronted us yesterday morning is that the very supervisor who would have lied to his superiors, he would have collected all the keys the day before, take all the keys from the vehicles the day before, and he never reported back to the job until 3 o'clock in the morning. He went to the
how you doing know is he took the keys from vehicles? Is that something that's a normal procedure?
He admitted us yesterday morning at 7:30 that he have the keys. He took them out. He admitted that to the senior officer, which is the acting CEO.
Is that a normal part of the operations, the procedures in the corporation?
No, that is not normal. The normal operations is that those keys are lodged at the dispatch section of the corporation, so that when the supervisors comes in at 1 o'clock in the morning, they will have the keys. If a vehicle is defective, if a vehicle develop a problem the day before, as a notice will be put up and attached to the keys so that the dispatcher will know that vehicle is not to be sent out because it have a mechanical problem. So when the dispatcher got there the morning, it have no keys whatsoever. None of the vehicles had no keys. So they sat down there from 1:30 in the morning, and they never received the keys from the officer until 9 o'clock yesterday morning.
And had that issue been taken to the acting CEO?
Yes, she instructed, and I free to call his name, Mr. Bonio. Anthony Bonio.
That's not. I can't verify what you're saying. So let's leave names out of it. What happened when you took this information to the CEO?
What the CEO did is link a three-way call between the gentleman, herself, and myself in terms of questioning him who have the keys for the vehicles. That is where we found out that he had all the keys. He took them out. He admit he took them out the day before. He went with them. He came in 3 o'clock. The workers was there.
When you say he went with them, what do you mean by he went with them?
Well, whether he went home with them, whether he locked them up in his office.
Well, that's what I'm asking for. Like, you can't just say he went with them because you may be implying that he did something improper. We have to get very detailed about this. If he took them out, did he repose them somewhere else that was safe, that was within the rules and regulations of the operation of the corporation? Is that what you're saying?
Right, possibly, yes, he did.
Right, well, that's what we need to be clear on.
All right, fair enough, I understand. Right, so he probably...
And is that part of what he's authorized to do?
No. All the keys supposed to be lodged at the dispatch desk.
Did he do it of his own accord, or was he instructed to do it?
Well, we could only assume maybe some higher officer to instruct him to do that. But the only higher officer that could have instructed him to do that was the acting CEO, who has the authority to give him such a directive. And since she was not aware of that instructions, what she would have then said to him on a three-way call with myself, she instructed him to carry back the keys, give back the dispatch desk the keys, so that the work can proceed as normal. That's
so wait, if the acting CEO is the one that has to give him that sort of instruction, didn't the acting CEO in that three-way call not ask him, why did you do it? Who instructed you to do something like that?
Yes, he did, but he didn't say who is the person instructed him to do that. He did not say. He tell her, yes, he have the keys. He left the compound at 5 o'clock. The workers were still there, cannot go because he have the keys. He then said to her that the workers didn't come and tell him that they were ready to go and work. So she asked him, well, is that the practice? He said no. She said, well, why you expect them to come to you to tell you when they didn't even know at that time that he removed the keys from the vehicles?
Mr. Prentice, let me tell you something. This is in-house issues that unfortunately being broadcast, that the audience must be saying, why listening to this? When you should sit down and talk and resolve these issues.
Well, that will be the normal way in which we have done things over the years. But something has gone wrong in the Port of Spain Corporation at this juncture, and a lot of changes quietly are being made, unknown to some people at the top. Some people at the lower end of the spectrum believes that they have authority or some level of power to make certain type of decisions.
It sounds very dysfunctional. And I've never heard of these issues before. Yes, all corporations have some operational and administrative issues, but it just sounds extremely dysfunctional and personal. And yes, there's some IR, HR issues also involved. So the next meeting is planned for when? On Tuesday, you said?
Yes, we have a meeting on Tuesday with the CPO and with the Port of Spain Corporation and the union on Tuesday morning.
All right.
But garbage collection has resumed.
Yes, garbage collection has resumed yesterday after 9 o'clock in the morning. That is when the return of the keys was given to the dispatch desk. So
well, I guess at the end of the day, that's all the citizens, especially Burgesses of Port of Spain, concerned about, that the garbage being picked up. So that's good news.
Yeah, well, I did, as a union representative, I did apologize to the Burgesses in terms of letting them know it was an unfortunate situation that developed, one which we had to deal with because of changes that were made unknown to the union. Over the years, Wendell, you were in there for a very long time. We would have dealt with a number of matters without getting to this juncture in-house. But something has gone wrong. Changes have been made. Changes are being made without the relaying of information to the union, which is the representative for the workers of the Port of Spain Corporation. And we are simply saying that this is wrong. This is wrong. This should not have allowed to get to this juncture. But it's the manner in which things are being done at this juncture, we end up with this situation. And we're really hoping going forward that a lot of these things that is happening would cease from happening and bring back some of the good relationship that we would have had in the past that afforded us to carry out the functions and satisfy the general public at large.
Thank you, Mr. Prentice.
Thank you very much, Mr. Prentice.
Yeah, it's called personality changes. That's really what changed.
Can you try to get the mayor on the line?
Personalities have changed.
Yeah, Wendell, send that number for me. I don't have that new number.
You don't have the mayor's number? Well,
No.
I mean, I don't know that I want to give out the mayor's personal cell number. But surely, as I said, I think the mayor should stay out of this. That's my opinion. The mayor
we just heard one version. We should try to get another version to see what is aligned and what is not aligned in terms of fairness. Okay?
My God.
We can't just get one version and stay with that.
Well, we did try to get somebody from the Port of Spain Corporation.
I just read a message here from someone from the Port of Spain Corporation. I could just laugh. I can't dare share that, though.
So let's.
I don't know why somebody from the Port of Spain Corporation.
Let's at least attempt to get the mayor on.
Send it, Wendell.
All right, I'll send the mayor's number because, I mean, the mayor's number should always be public.
Exactly. To get some,
right.
Mr.
But how come you all don't have that? I'm surprised you all don't have that.
Semantics, one. Just send the number.
So while we wait to see if we can connect with the mayor, I must tell you that Tobago, Love is a Walk is on its way. We are there tomorrow night at Shore Park Complex, Saturday the 8th of June at 8:30 p.m. Tickets are available at the Shore Park Complex itself. And I know tickets are selling at all of the outlets. All of the outlets are selling tickets and are already selling tickets. Beverly's Oasis Suites, Lowlands, Pablo's Supermarket in Roxborough, Asher's Cocktail Lounge in Crown Point, and Marcelin's Car Rentals in Crown Point. Those are all of your outlets. You can also purchase tickets online by going to RSRR Productions theater page, and you'll see the process there to purchase your tickets online. We're so looking forward to it. We are very excited to come to Tobago. And of course, the play is set in Tobago, which makes it even more special to be performing it in Tobago itself. So Love is a Walk, Shore Park Complex tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m.
by Watson Duke and Fadi Augustine.
So the best 2 hours of laughter you will have for 2024. Trust me. Trust me.
Are you having cameos by Watson Duke and Fadi Augustine?
And no, we are not. So the best 2 hours of laughter that you'll have for 2024.
Are there any phalanges involved in the play?
No.
And appendages? Metatarsals and tarsals?
No.
You ain't going to see the play yet, Paul?
I didn't get him here. I'll try back.
Have you seen the players yet?
I haven't seen it yet, no.
You should,
a real good player should.
You should see
I will.
You would be able to relate.
Why would I be able to relate, Steve?
When you see the play, when you go to Cipriani College or Central Bank, when it comes back to Trinidad, you'll go, as always, Steve was right.
And Miss Shanifa Ali saying you have to contact her, please.
That's from the mail. Oh, Shanifa. Okay.
Well, we've attempted to get the mayor on the line unsuccessfully. Can we try to get the acting CEO?
Well, I guess so. I don't have a number, though. I'm sure somebody will send it for me. As I say,
exactly. I'm sure somebody will send it because we're trying to get as many versions of the story as possible.
I don't know that the CEOs generally don't talk. You remember that running Marcia Henry used to have with the CEO of Police Corporation? And Marcia walking City Hall one day with a camera.
Only Marcia Henville?
Yeah, Marcia in particular.
You're limiting it to Marcia Henville?
I know you are a little running too.
I have no running with the CEO. No.
You were with a different CEO. I talking about back then. Marcia was fearless,
I have no running with any CEO of the Police Corporation.
They generally don't speak, CEOs generally don't do interviews with the media. You understand? They generally don't.
There's the mayors and the chairman take all the licks.
Well, and that is what I have a problem with. Because the mayor don't need these licks. He shouldn't be involved in these licks.
Because in the present contract, the mayor is not operational.
No.
But of course, that always happens.
Yeah, I'm not getting them at all.
The dysfunction happens down below, and of course, the mayor has to correct the do-do.
Yeah, it's just ringing out, so which means
222 talk.
Yeah, so we'll take some of your calls. 222-8255, toll free. North Americans 866-525-1099. Numbers directly into studio. Shanifa, send your number again. Let me write it down. I lost it, and I'll give you a call after 9.
You losing Shanifa's number, Steve?
I'm going among the numbers. Once I write a number, I do put a name to it. That's it. It's gone. Yeah.
So we'll take some of your calls to 8255 North Americans 866-525-1099. Of course, which is toll free. We take some of your calls now as we head towards 8 a.m. on this Friday morning.
Yay! That a shower rain just now in Arima, just so. I say, what did
your mood change if you start this morning? You're so much more enthusiastic and ebullient.
Who's that?
You. You're good. This show is for your spirit.
Well, as time won. I get over things easy, I get over things quickly.
Not really.
It's just that I have so many things coming at me. Is why I seem to always have an issue.
A lot of things are coming at you.
Yeah.
Maybe you're the cause of them coming at you.
Probably, I take full blame for all what's happening.
Maybe you're a catalyst for things coming at you.
I take full blame. But
maybe it's just that good that when it sees you, they come at you.
Yeah.
We have any calls, Steve, to interrupt this conversation?
Yeah. No. All right. So 222-8255. We taking some of your calls.
That's at this time.
Trying to stop Wendell and Paul from having their conversation.
When you withdraw the services. And where you see it, you're abstaining these days.
Boy.
People are upset.
Pressure.
They become accustomed to their saturated fats, and you're eating burger and fries as opposed to what you normally eat. Terrible.
And do you know, Wendell, in terms of fast food outlets, I think Burger King has one of the better burgers.
Oh, yeah.
I do their tender grill. I do the tender grill.
Burgers,
yeah, but I haven't done it in a long time. And that literally on my doorstep, and I do buy it.
Yeah,
and then there's another pizza place that do the pizza on the go thing, but it's too salty.
Little Caesars.
People cooking it too much salt.
That's Little Caesars.
Yeah.
Beauty culture, that is not true. I don't have a one-track mind. I have several tracks that just all lead in the same direction.
Sure,
He has a one-track mind.
Beauty culture, I realize that by now.
I have several tracks, just all tend to lead in the same direction eventually.
Yeah.
It starts with every letter of the alphabet and ends up right back by one letter.
There you go. It's called unison. It's called condensation. So I have several tracks, just normally end up in one direction, kind of thing. Or you don't want to call now, we always before not opening the phone, we open the phone, I know nobody want to call.
Yeah. Well.
You understand? What's on this weekend?
Richard's play and reggae, not reggae. What's this? Reggae something?
World of Reggae.
World of Reggae.
World of Reggae. And there is also something is happening this weekend. Oh gosh, it just jumped into my head and jumped out. World of Reggae, which just plays in Tobago. Or Yuma has a band launch this weekend.
Is it this weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Is this weekend?
Okay. I think so. Is it this weekend? We'll have a band launch coming up. Carnival band launch very early these days.
Yeah.
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 I know. All right. 222-8255.
I think Marvin Gonzalez has a cricket tournament this weekend too. Minister Marvin Gonzalez in his area for Lupino Bonia. I think he has a cricket tournament this weekend.
Let me mention it before they say I don't mention no good news. And then somebody else go say I'm doing it because I aligned. I'm seeing so many advertisements from the Ministry of Youth and National Service.
Yeah. Foster Cummins Ministry.
For short courses in all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe
we could try to get him next week,
Coming up on social media, advertising all sorts of short courses, really interesting short courses too. I saw one on pastry making. I saw plumbing. I saw electrical.
Yes.
So I was really impressed by it because people are always talking about a lack of opportunities, and they're very reasonably priced.
Yeah.
And I saw one for sewing. I saw one for cooking generally. A lot of short courses, and but they're all on social media, right? But I saw them all on social media. Let me say that. So
I'm in a couple group chats with Foster.
Young people are availing themselves of these opportunities to train themselves in different. Well, not only young people in general,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wendell, I must say that Tumpuna Road into the highway to cross into Larketta, that Tumpuna Road, Concrete Road, that needs a flyover.
It's the worst road in Arima, Richard. Tumpuna Road.
Flyover. There is no other way to solve that problem than a flyover.
Yeah. But all the different works on the flyovers have halted, not so? You're not seeing any
except for
work
West. West got a flyover just the other day.
But I mean, currently no work's taking place on the flyovers.
They were supposed to be very far advanced with McCoy, but like it's on pause. You're not seeing anything.
Omera too, it seems to be on pause. It has to be a funding.
No, Omera, I'm seeing work happening there.
What kind of work?
The making of the lanes and stuff. Yeah, I passed there last yesterday.
KT, I think that's an old video,
Did you all see the video? I think it's Crystalline Moore posted it. Of she was at work in Port of Spain, and she went to get a quick meal. So she bought a beef pie or some beef pie.
Yes.
And when she pulled apart the beef pie, there were maggots in the beef pie.
Yeah. Was that Crystalline Moore did that video?
Well, I saw it on her page. So I'm
Steve sent it this morning.
Yeah,
I can't look at videos like that.
Disturbing that this establishment is selling beef pies with maggots crawling around in it.
Is that one or two,
No, it was disgusting.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I only watched like a second.
Yeah, I couldn't watch it either. I couldn't watch it balanced. I don't want to see worms because I will think about worms in everything I eat now.
Yeah, I hope that
Stop it, Paul. That one track beauty culture, deal with him for me, please. Beauty culture, deal with him now.
Would you care to repeat what you just said there?
Everything I put in my mouth now, I will think about
right
wounds.
now.
Call us,
Let me
save
rephrase it.
us.
Everything I put in my mouth now, I will think about wounds.
Good morning, caller. Save us, please.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Paul,
Good morning.
where exactly you seen these courses? I want to introduce somebody to a bakery course, if they have a bakery course. Where exactly?
I think if you go to the Ministry of Youth and National Service website, I'm sure it'll be listed.
Let me see if I get.
Somebody will call me a PNM because I say that.
Well, if you're a PNM, that's real good. You're a good party.
I am not a PNM.
Well, I know.
And I have no doubt both the PNM and the UNC are good parties in many ways.
Pardon me?
And I have no doubt both the PNM and the UNC have good attributes about them.
Name one good attribute about the UNC.
Because I'm seeing some good courses for young people coming out of the Ministry of Youth and National Service. I'm sure somebody will think that is some kind of endorsement. You know,
name one good attribute about the UNC.
You see, all right, I could tell you something right now. When you look at the PNM and you look at the UNC, the PNM is a national party. The people in the position held by members of a society in the PNM is very national, unlike the UNC.
All I do is tell you go to the website and you will find the courses.
Okay. All right.
I didn't seek to initiate a conversation about the merits and the merits about the PNM and the UNC.
No.
Okay.
You see that? I just answered something as you say.
I know, and you jump out, but that's fine. But
we're gonna try to do better than that. We're gonna try to get faster
about the merits and the merits about the PNM and the UNC.
We're gonna try to get faster.
I was happy to see courses being advertised for people.
All right, the national. Hello.
Yes.
You see on the national where?
On the ministry website. I think it's the Ministry of Youth Development and National Service.
All right, okay then. Thank you very much, Mr. Richard. And you're one of my favorite from years ago, since the days with you and Nikki sitting on a couch and talking and all.
You're
one of my favorite from a long time, but I just don't like the party you line up with. That is all. What is my favorite?
What party you line up with? What party you line up with, sir?
Let the man provoke you.
Let me tell you this way. You don't know anybody is my friend, is that right? You don't know anybody is my friend. I admire from long,
thank you so much. You made me laugh this morning. You added some levity to the morning. Thank you so much.
Okay,
have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
Right.
There's an agricultural program too that applications are closing on Sunday.
See, yeah, I was really happy to see them. You know.
Yeah.
But the opportunity for people to train themselves in different ways. We should try to get Foster Cummings on, you know.
Yeah, we try to get him. We should try to get him.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a pipe plumbing skills one that the applications are also closing for that on, where is the application closing date? I get them all the time. I ain't seen the closing date for that one. But there are several of them that he posts all the time.
No.
Morning, Foster.
Oh, God, no. I had to laugh, yes. It's people that have me laughing so much in this chat.
Good morning.
Good morning. I wanted to take an opportunity to mention one that in today's Parliament proceedings, there will be a debate on PAN as a national instrument.
I was looking for the order paper to talk about it, you know, but I didn't find the order paper. I'm glad you brought it up, so thank you.
That's why you have listeners like me.
There you go. Thank you so much.
The other thing is this. I listened to the debate, the discussion this morning with Mr. Prentice. And I want to indicate that garbage collection is a very, very important function. But it's time for us to promote privatization. And that is what I think that should be done with that organization. Sorry
That's a good question. That's a good poll question.
But I'm actually walking. So I took the opportunity to call. So that was my 2 bits of information. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
I've heard that issue of privatization of the garbage collection has been coming up for a long time. I mean,
Garbage collection is very lucrative,
I spent 21 years. But let me tell you something, If it's one bunch of people I know work very hard in our corporation are in fact the garbage collectors. They work very hard under some of the nastiest and despicable conditions. You understand? They work very hard.
It's a difficult job.
It is. I've always been in support of them.
Very risky also.
Very, very risky. Very risky. Coming out those hours of the morning to go and into some areas and pick up garbage is not.
Only that late hours in the night too, Wendell.
Yeah. They work
and
very
do
hard.
a job that nobody else will do.
No, it's a nasty job.
Yeah, while citizens walk around and throw boxes out of their cars
and fling thing there.
Exactly. No pride in their culture.
Yeah, I've always had I'm going to say so.
Signal Hill Alumni Choir is celebrating its 40th anniversary.
Who's this?
It's the Signal Hill Alumni Choir. Congratulations to the Signal Hill Alumni Choir celebrating 40 years.
Wow. I wasn't born yet.
I wonder if they go align with that Tobago party, because of that.
Signal Hill? No.
No, but you might be invited to a Tobago play, which takes place tomorrow night at Shore Park called Love is a Walk. Do not miss it. I am telling you, this is not a play that you want to miss. And then you hear, oh God, the play was so good.
This is not a play, this is madness.
The play was so good, you missed something. You don't want people to tell you that. Make sure and come to the play. It is fun. It is really, really hysterically funny.
Somebody gave me some advice about 30 years ago. Right? They say in this world, there'll always be people who like you and people who dislike you. Yes, so.
Yeah.
What's one of the most powerful responses to any detractor? Your happiness.
True.
Your happiness. Let's go mad.
Yes. You don't
when you look happy and you look at peace and you're doing well, let's go mad.
So you mean somewhere out there are people who dislike me?
Not you. You're special. Okay, everybody like you.
God.
But Wendell and I, not so much.
Yeah. We have our issues.
We are the highly polarizing ones. Highly polarizing. But when they say happy, Wendell, they go crazy. When they say happy and smiling, they go crazy. They be losing it.
But I have a lot of people going crazy now.
Exactly. You understand? Let's just go mad. It's just wow. Why is he happy? He's laughing. Why is he laughing today? Like anyway, it is 7:50. You all have a wonderful weekend. Please be safe. Please be careful on the roads.
Please be safe.
And those in Tobago, if you're in Tobago, go and check out
Beefy Smith.
Love is
a walk.
Tobago walk this weekend.
Shore Park, 8:30 p.m.
I'm going to Tobago next week, Thursday, So I wish I did this weekend, to be very honest.
Park.
Is that the holiday week? Is that the holiday?
No. Holidays the next weekend, following weekend. Y'all have a great weekend. Be safe.
Again,
right?
Anyway, folks, have an absolutely wonderful weekend, especially those in Tobago. Look out for the young ones. Be careful on the nation's roads, and remember to let go and let God.
All right.
You want a joke before we leave, Wendell?
Yeah, sure.
A joke to leave, folks.
A naughty joke.
And no, wait, Paul, come back in.
No,
Paul, come back. There he is.
No,
naughty joke, and he appears like a bad rat.
A husband, quarreling his wife and say, tell me something that makes me happy and sad at the same time. Happy and sad at the same time. She thought about it for a second and then she said, well, you are bigger than your brother.
Wow.
I prefer vitamin and hormone.
Oh, Lord. Paul, go back. Have a fantastic weekend. The weekend has begun, people.
And that's how the fight started.
That's how it started.
Yeah. Have a great weekend, guys.
It is time for 8 o'clock update. I'm Afril Sintelbab. Good morning. Michael Prentice of the Port of Spain City Corporation says that overtime wages were never discussed between the city corporation and workers. Protesting workers claim the corporation is in violation of the agreement as it pertains to the payment of overtime wages to workers. Port of Spain City Corporation Mayor Shinwa Allen has responded to protests by saying that no intimidatory tactics would compel the corporation to violate the 2017 to 2019 collective agreement for daily paid workers. Speaking on the Power Breakfast show this morning, Prentice said that sometime in 2011 or 2013, the existing agreement with the workers had some change. He said that usually the collective agreements would be discussed in detail. However, it was not in those years. He said, contrary to the mayor's statements, there was never a conversation on overtime wages. He insisted that no discussion of change to the overtime calculations was done. He said they have a scheduled meeting on Tuesday to sort out the situation. Finance Minister Colm Imbert will today deliver the midterm review of the state of the economy, where he will propose to spend $2.3 billion more than was appropriated last October in the budget, taking the total expenditure for 2024 to $61.5 billion. He's looking to increase the revenue collected from taxation. Canadian YouTuber Christopher Christmasless Hughes is assuring he will honor his bail conditions and not abscond TNT, telling Guardian Media that he wants to have his name cleared. This after Hughes was yesterday granted permission to leave the country and return for his next court appearance next week. Hughes, who wore a black t-shirt with the print "Freedom is a Must," took to social media after his virtual court hearing on a sedition charge, saying he will not leave the country until after his court date next week. Not enough is how Tobago House of Assembly Chief Secretary Farley Augustin describes the supplementary $50 million the government has offered to assist with cleanup efforts on the island. Recently, Finance Minister Colm Imbert explained to the Parliament's Standing Finance Committee the Assembly initially requested a sum of $153 million, but the Budget Division technocrats reviewed it and came up with the final figure. Well, that was the update to 8 o'clock. Look out for news in full at 12 noon.
Up to date and credible. Power 102 Digital.
They're telling me rain in Piaco. Is there rain in Piaco? Light rain showers. That's what they're saying. All right. Let's see what the Met Office has for us this weekend. Here we go. 3 days. Well, for today, Friday, generally sunny, breezy, and hazy with the isolated shower. This evening will be mostly fair but hazy despite the isolated shower. A mild to moderate concentration of Sahara dust is currently present in the atmosphere. 33 the high at Piaco, 32 at Crown Point for today. Tomorrow, Saturday. Initially, sunny conditions will gradually give way to periods of cloudiness and showers by afternoon. There is a medium 40% chance of thunderstorm activity. Of course, tomorrow evening will be partly cloudy with periods of showers and thunderstorm. Medium chances, saying, of developing during the early morning. 32 the high for tomorrow. And on Sunday, partly cloudy with periods of rainfall, mainly during the morning. There's a medium 40% chance of thunderstorm activity. Okay. All right. Copy and paste Saturday. All right. That's what they did. Right. Maximum forecast temperature for Sunday, 30, 31 at Crown Point. So there you go. Your WTs. Hope it helped you out.